I'm Ellie Naden and I'm the reserves officer for the Bedfordshire Chalk area. So my patches are mainly Blowsdowns, which is here, and Gallion Warden Hills on the other side of Luton. So we had 4 machines out in total with 2 operators on them. They were digging machines with tree shear attachments. So they're basically like a big grabber, but with a really sharp blade at the bottom. So they come in around your tree light, so close and cut, and then can lift it and drop it down into a nice neat pile, all stacked very neatly by the contractor. And then he changes machines, gets in a regular pickup digger one, picks it up and then feeds it through a big old chipper with about, I think, a 14-inch aperture opening, so it can chip anything up to 14 inches of stem, which, as you can imagine, gets quite big. So it could really shove some stuff through it. That chipper then fired into a dumper truck he'd made himself with a customised bin. It was all very impressive. And most or all of the machines were tracked to minimise the damage or any damage to the top of the grassland and to, help handle the slopes a bit better. He comes from Cambridgeshire, so he's first time working up on the big slopes. He had to get an oxygen tank for him one day. Couldn't handle the altitude of Bedfordshire. So Blowsdowns is a triple SI, and it's a triple SI because of the chalk grassland. It's an absolutely beautiful site. You can't really, well, you can tell it's lovely even in the snow, but you can't really see the plants and the grassland and the flowers and the butterflies that it's so famous for. You have a nice wide variety of orchids and other chalk grassland flowering plants here, but without careful and persistent management from us and the volunteers, it would all just scrub over and turn into hawthorn scrub with bramble. And a mix of this is good. It's good for the bird interest, so we get ring ouzels passing through here as migrants in the autumn. And the scrub and things like that is really important for them. It's really important for our meadow pipits, which like to display on the slope behind me here in the spring. If it was a sunny day, you might see a couple out here now, but not in the snow. They're all hunkered down. There's absolutely still room for volunteers, and we still rely on volunteers for most of the work. The advantages of using bits of machinery like this every so often are that you can do a volume of work, a huge volume of work so much quicker than a volunteer team can get through. So even though, it is more expensive than the volunteers, you do have to offer a bit more money than just the biscuit budget. You can get through a huge chunk more work a lot faster, and that frees up your volunteer team to do more delicate work in more delicate areas where you can't send machinery into. So hopefully in 5 years the areas will be all nicely grassed over with a really nice short sward of grass kept down by our redpoll cattle that we graze, with lots of horseshoe vetch and kidney vetch, which are really good for the chalk hill blue butterflies, which we have here. Loads of knapweeds and scabious that we have in lots of areas here, and as well a few common orchids or bee orchids that we have on the slopes over here. As well as that, more butterflies. We have letters from residents nearby who, when the Trust first acquired this area in the 1990s, wrote us handwritten letters about their time growing up as small children in the 50s on Blowsdowns, and the clouds of blue butterflies that they would walk through. So it's not only hoping to get more biodiversity, it's also trying to boost the abundance of these species that we have, so that we can keep those memories for the people and the children growing up on Blowsdowns today.